It's like Steve Jobs, he had a very strange life. We are not alone. From our birth, we have someone else with us. These cultures which came from the western part of Bharat, they were very, very evilistic people. In this quest for things outside of me,
Hmm.
we actually have no time for things inside me.
What do you think about the regrets in life, which we all are having, or we
What kind
will
of
have?
regrets? What
See,
kind of regrets do you think?
in the mid age, we feel like at our young age we could have do this and that. Our choices are regretful, or something we are facing because of our past karmas, and we have some regrets. Okay, any point of time we did something, or
Mm.
we feel like it is like that. What I feel is, after several years I feel regret because I couldn't contribute much to the society because of my busy work schedule or something. I feel like that, but still I can't get rid of all this and do whatever I want to do in my life. So there's regrets we all face actually. So the Steve Jobs also told at his deathbed biggest regrets of his life, which you know better. You just go ahead and explain to the audience.
Yes. Like at the end of the day, we are actually human beings.
Yes.
But in these pandemic times, which we are going through since more than 700-800 years now, especially the
Mm,
greatest pandemic is going through in the last 200 years,
mm,
we have actually made to get, leave our true nature, true nature of human beings. Because these cultures which came from the western part of Bharat, they were very, very evilistic people or hypocritic people, like saying something which is not true, saying a false thing is
mm.
a normal thing, is a religious thing also for them, which they
Okay.
called as taqiya, al taqiya, or hypocrisy, or whatever. So, but in Bharat and in the modern society also, which is like Steve Jobs and
Yes.
these people are very much part of the Bharatiya thought process, because they came to Himachal Pradesh is that temple, and they Hanumanji's temple. When we realize that we are actually human beings, not a dog or a cat or a crow or a cow or a crocodile or a fish who's just existing.
Mm.
When we realize that we are human beings and we need to live, and what is living? Living is not just eating, sleeping,
And earning
you know
money.
earning money, and all these cliched things which
Yes.
the western part of the world or the occidental part of the world, or which the so-called modern world, they have imposed upon us, which doesn't make us happy at all, which makes us become zombie machines, robots. So
Mm.
when we become robots, what happens? We are running for money, money, money. Small, first we will think that we must have our car, this small car, then a bigger car, then a sports car, then a private jet, then a yacht, then a this thing, that thing. And it never, never, never ends. It is never ending. If you have the power, you will go for a bigger one.
Yeah.
This is the general thing. You see biggest celebrities anywhere in the world, and all these things. But what happens in this quest for things outside of me?
Mm.
We actually have no time for thinks inside me,
Hmm.
because we are not alone. From our birth, we have someone else with us, and that is our Atma.
Atma.
Atma is not soul. Atma is meta soul. Meta means Atma is beyond soul. Soul is a very, Roman kind of concept which is very limited, but Atma is much more. So, anyways, we are not alone. We are always with our Atma. We are
Hmm.
always twin. We are always twin souls, always. But our education, our confused education system given by the British and other people from the western part of the world, they have always made us feel, because they believe in a linear life:
Hmm.
take birth, die, and everything finished. And if there is something, then there is, like you do, even if you do murders, if you do killing, if you do whatever bad, but still if you contribute this thing or this much, or if you follow this thing, then all your sins are washed, all your negatives, all your hypocrisy, all your sins are diluted. But that never happens.
Yeah.
That is a concept of getting slaves. Because see, if there is a hit, there is a person who is, like for example Mother Teresa, she would she would just go for money, even if it is coming from big dictators, murderers, big rapists, or big, evil people, negative people in the world. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter, as long as she's getting the money. So when I
Oh.
was working with Mother Teresa for years, for 6 years continuously, and then when I wanted to start my work,
Hmm.
then I thought, I used to consider Mother Teresa as my mother, as one of my spiritual mothers. So I thought, a child must do something more than the mother. So I
Hmm.
thought, what is the problem with mother? Then I realized these things, because there was this greed and lust for money, lust for position in the Vatican, lust for Nobel Prize, lust for all these external things. Then I thought, first thing I must do, I must renounce awards. Because
Okay.
if I am because I also have my Bharatiya Sanatan Dharm's foundation also within me, in my
Hmm.
genes.
Yeah.
And because we come from a family of very famous surgeons, medical, Ayurvedic medical surgeons from Bangladesh, anyways. So I have, like, we all Bharatiyas have a certain very special genes
Hmm.
within
Hmm.
us, all of us. So what happened, I first thing I did was renounce any kind of awards for this work.
Hmm.
Second, what I did, I renounced taking accepting money from just anyone, like donations and charities. Well, we need money, but it has to be like a family
Control.
contribution,
Yeah.
like a responsible family contribution, not like, okay, Korak, I give you as a businessman. I would say to somebody would tell me, Korak, I will give you 10 lakh rupees. You keep 50,000 and give me back 9.5 lakhs. That will make my black money into white, and so many other things which happens, and the NGO business and all. So what happens is, in our quest for seeking outside, we actually ignore our greatest friend, our partner. Like, like in English, they say our guardian angel. They have this concept. But
Guardian angel.
that concept is also very minimal and all this. But our this Atma concept, which we have in Bharat, that is something which we have with us. But we actually, like, whenever there is a difficult situation, what happens, something inside, someone inside tells us not to do. Then something inside tells us, oh, so what, I will do, I don't care about this, I will just do. So that the first thing which comes is our Atma. The second thing which comes is the evil, who wants us to be enslaved by the evil, by the devil. And then we eat certain things, we live our lifestyle in certain things. So what happens? We actually make the Atma shrink, struggle, give no food, give no good things to our best friend within,
Hmm.
and we just go for outside. So what happens? We are full of regrets. Like Steve Jobs, you know, he he had a very s- actually a very strange
Hmm.
life. It's because
Hmm.
people just think when somebody has lots of money, that is everything. But he has
Hmm.
a very strange, dark life. His parents actually, that is what I have heard about his story. Steve Jobs was not one of my best friends, so I don't know him directly. But his parents, he did not have his birth parents with him. He was adopted somewhere. He was given in adoption, and then his daughter also had to go through many years and years where daughter was denied parentship. Steve Jobs denied his daughter for many years for some reason or the other, and then later, and so many. He just had lots of money, period, and nothing else. So, you know, at his deathbed, when we can do many things, but when we become old, when in our deathbed, everything comes back to us. And this, see, even intelligent people like Steve Jobs, who had
Yeah.
come to the sharan of Hanumanji in that temple, big temple in north of India, where even this Facebook's owner also came. Steve Jobs actually told him to come, go there.
Okay.
So Mark Zuckerberg. So anyways, he had some ashirwad of Hanumanji, I think. That's why towards his end of life he was going through so much regrets. But just imagine, we wasting our entire life, even when Steve Jobs and so many people and me shouting and telling people for the last 28 years. I've been telling people, but still people are not, they are just lost in their nonsense. Fine. In a whole day of 24 hours, if you are awake for 16 hours, make a deal with yourself. Mix out of 16 hours, think 8 hours is for my selfish things, and 8 hours is for my best friend, my Atma. And once you make friendship with your Atma, all your doors and windows and everything starts opening.
So true. So true. And
So
automatically regrets will vanish.
all the negative things will vanish. So what I will do with your 50% time for your Atma, I am giving 100% times for the last 28 years. I'm just
Uh,
requesting 50% from all who are watching this video. What I will
that's
do, I will just make you do less of karma minus and
Mhm.
do more of karma plus. And what is karma minus and karma plus? We will know in our next video.